If I told you there's a worm that can launch out of the sand and snatch fish like a living trap, you'd think it's from a sci-fi movie, but it's real, and that's just the first creature on today's list. Today we're diving into 7 bizarre saltwater animals, the kind you might spot in tropical seas like the Red Sea, that are weird, beautiful, and honestly, a little unsettling. These animals aren't monsters, they're just highly specialized. Some are masters of disguise, some filter feed like living fans, and some use toxins or stolen stingers to survive. And as we go, keep an eye out for one creature that looks like a floating blue dragon, because it's both adorable and dangerous. First up, the bobbit worm, one of the ocean's most dramatic ambush predators. Picture this, a sandy seabed, nothing moving, but under the sand, a long segmented worm waits with sharp jaws and sometimes even bristle-like spikes along its sides. When a fish swims close, wham! The worm shoots upward, grabs the prey, and drags it underground. Some bobbit worms can get surprisingly long, and they can stay hidden for a long time because the sand is basically their camouflage blanket. Quick fun line, if the ocean had trapdoors, this would be the creature living under them. CTA mini prompt, would you rather step on a jellyfish or discover one of these under the sand? Next, something that looks like a tiny underwater decoration, the Christmas tree worm. This animal lives inside a tube in the rock or coral, and what you see are 2 beautiful spiral trees that stick out like colorful fans. Those spirals aren't for decoration, they're used to filter feed, catching tiny bits of food drifting in the water. And here's the best part. If you move too fast or shadow it, it snaps back into its tube instantly. It's like, nope, not today. Now, for an animal that looks like a flower, but is actually an animal called a feather star. Feather stars are related to sea stars and sea urchins, and they have these many feathery arms that they spread out into the current like a living net. They're not plants, they're not coral, they're animals that grab floating food with their arms. And yes, some feather stars can actually crawl or even swim in short bursts by flapping their arms. Imagine seeing a flower detach and glide away. That's the ocean reminding you it's full of surprises. If feather stars are elegant, basket stars are straight up alien. They're a type of brittle star, but instead of 5 simple arms, they have arms that split into many branches, forming a tangled basket-like shape. At night, many basket stars climb up onto corals or rocks and spread their arms wide to catch tiny drifting plankton. In the dark, with those twisting arms open, it looks like a living tree made of moving noodles. It's like the ocean invented a creature using fractals. All right, time for one of the most misunderstood animals in the sea cucumber. Sea cucumbers are basically the ocean's cleanup crew. They crawl along the seafloor, swallowing sand and debris, and they digest the tasty organic bits. Then they leave behind cleaner sand. But don't underestimate them. Some have wild defense tricks, including releasing sticky threads, toxic chemicals, or other "please don't eat me" surprises. They're like peaceful janitor until threatened. Now meet the sea cucumber's flashy cousin, the sea apple. Sea apples can be bright red, purple, yellow, like a piece of candy dropped into the ocean. But that color is basically a warning sign. Don't mess with me. Some sea apples contain toxins that can be dangerous to other animals nearby if released. It's one of the best examples of nature's rule. If it looks ridiculously colorful, it may be advertising danger. And finally, the creature that looks like a fantasy illustration, the blue sea slug, also called glaucus. It floats upside down at the ocean's surface, and those blue finger-like wings help it drift and stay buoyant. But here's the truly wild part. Glaucus can eat dangerous stinging animals like the Portuguese man-o'-war and store their stinging cells for its own defense. So it's not just cute, it's cute and armed. If you ever see one, don't touch. Admire from a safe distance. So which of these is the weirdest to you? The sand-snatching bobbit worm, the retractable Christmas tree worm, the living flower feather star, the alien basket star, the cleanup crew sea cucumber, the toxic sea apple, or the stinger-stealing blue dragon slug? If you want a part 2 with even stranger red sea creatures, hit like, subscribe, and tell me what ocean zone to explore next. Reef, deep sea, or open water? Today we're diving into 7 bizarre saltwater animals, the kind you might spot in tropical seas like the Red Sea, that are weird, beautiful, and honestly a little unsettling.